Solve each problem. This is homework. Friday. What's the date? May 4th. Okay. Friday, May 4th. I'm going to hurry me do this. No. Yeah, I'll give you this. Solve each problem around to the nearest 10th. Okay, so all of them are based off this triangle, but you can draw your own triangle each time if you want. So in this first one, if you label it the same way, you know what? I'm doing it over here. Number 1. So angle A is at the top. And it says angle A is 55 degrees, 55 minutes. It goes way up here. And then angle C, okay, this is angle C. Little c is 16. That goes over here. That is your hypotenuse. It's crossing a 90 angle. And then it says find A, which is over here. So you're just kind of going from this triangle right here. So according to this A, according to this angle here, is the opposite side. So you know this, and you're finding this. This is opposite, this is hypotenuse, so you're doing sine. So on this number 1, you're going sine of the angle, 55 degrees, 55 minutes, is equal to the opposite, which is, if you look over here, is A over 16. A over the hypotenuse. Just cross multiply this and you'll have your answer. So it is 16 times sine, shoot, that's not sine, sine of 55 degrees, 55 is second apps 1, and then 55 minutes, 55 second apps 2 equals 13.3 if you round up. So the first answer is 13.3. That is side A. So the second triangle, I'm going to draw number 2's triangle. Number 2 says, again, this is A, B, and C. So it says side A is 9. So side A is opposite angle A. So that's 9. Angle B is right here. That's 49 degrees. And they're finding side B, which is right here. So according to 49, this B is the opposite side, and this 9 is the adjacent side. So which one, SOHCAHTOA, which one involves the opposite and the adjacent? Hopefully you're saying tangent, because it is tangent. Tangent of 49 degrees is opposite, which is B, over adjacent, which is 9. Again, the variable's in the top. That's a good thing. So put this over 1 and cross multiply. So B equals 9 times tangent of 49. 10.4. I need a bite of my food. Okay, next one. Number 3. Again, let's label this ABC. So it says angle B is 56 degrees, 48 minutes. Side C is the hypotenuse, 63.1. I'm going to write hypotenuse right now. And it wants us to find side B, which is opposite angle B, which is over here. So that is the opposite side. So we need sine. Sine of 56 degrees, 48 minutes is opposite, which is B, over hypotenuse, which is 63.1. Again, the B's in the top. That's a good thing. So we're going to cross multiply. 63.1 times sine of 56 second apps 1 and 48 second apps 2. Just like that at the bottom. And it's 52.79, which is 52.8. And that's your answer. So number 4, I'm running out of room drawing triangles here. We have A, B, C. Are you done with that? You have a question?
Yeah.
B is 64 degrees. And you're solving for side A. Now side A, here's angle A, right? Side A is down here. It's all the way down here. So according to 64, A is the adjacent side and 19.2 is the opposite side. So you're using tangent. Tangent of 64 is opposite because it's OA. Tangent is opposite 19.2 over A. Now this time, the variable's in the bottom. This is when you switch places. Okay, I have no room to do this problem. But if you switch places here, I'll do that over here. If you switch places, the A's over here by itself now. And then this is going to be 19.2 divided by tangent of 64. You guys see that? We're switching places with those. So your work on the calculator is 19.2 divided by tangent of 64, which is 9.4. All right, so I'm out of room. So I'm going to use the original triangle for the last one. So B is 14. I'm going to use that right here. And angle A is 16. Find C. So we're finding the hypotenuse. What is 14? What, is it the adjacent or opposite side when you're looking at 16? Are you all saying adjacent? If you are, then you're right. So we need the one that has adjacent and hypotenuse in it. So we want cosine. So cosine of 16 is the adjacent side, which is 14, over the hypotenuse, which is C. Notice the variables in the bottom. So we have to switch places with these. So we'll do that to the left. So it'll be C equals 14 over cosine 16. Dividing, 14 divided by cosine of 16. Well, that's something. I did something wrong there. Let's clear all this out. 14 divided by cosine of 16. 14.6. I know this is kind of hard to read, but that's the answer. So that's the answer to that one. What's your question?
I think I'm done.
Okay, so now we just have to find the quiz. Let me see. All right, you need to split this 2x squared into x squared plus x squared. X squared plus x squared. That puts 1x squared with that y squared right next to it. So change 2x squared.
I thought I did. Or ignore that.
Oh, okay, so you already changed it to r squared.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just ignore the squared part. I'll just erase that.
Actually, that's right. It's supposed to be r squared. Then you have this. Okay, so when you change x, it should be r squared cosine squared. That should be, when you square, that should be r squared cosine squared.
Okay.
That's r squared is that. And then move this term to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Take an r out of everything, which you did. So the only term you should move to the side is this one.
Okay.
Then over here, you go, after you take an r out of everything, you still have an r left in the two terms on the left. Take another r out of just the left side.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And at that point, then you can divide that to the other side. All right, we have a little house picture here. We've got a ladder that's 30 feet long, and it's leaning against the side of a house. It's like Romeo and Juliet. Romeo's trying to get into Juliet's room. 70.5 angle with the grounds right there. It's already telling you, like, so basically, here's your triangle. This is 30, and this is 70.5, if you can't really tell from that drawing. All right, says an A. How far up the side of the house? That's this. How far up the side of the house, x, does the ladder reach? So you're solving for x. So which one? SOHCAHTOA. Which one are we using? So, ka, or toa? What do you know? 30 is the hypotenuse, so it's definitely not tangent. And x is the opposite, so we're using sine. So, oh, I'm doing it in the wrong prompt. Sine of 70 degrees, 5 minutes is equal to x, which is the opposite, over 30. Since the x is in the top, you just cross multiply, and you get 30 times sine of 70, second apps 1, and 5 minutes, which is second apps 2, for 28.2. So this first answer is 28.2 feet. The ladder reaches about 28.2 feet up the house into Juliet's room. So I'm going to draw this again. So now we know 70.5. We were given 30 before, right? Ladder. And we just solved for x, which is now 28.2. So now we know this. Now they're asking for what is the horizontal distance between the bottom of the ladder, which is right here, and the house. This is the house. So now we're solving for this one. So you can do Pythagorean theorem if you want, or you can do another trig function. I'll do another trig function. Let's do cosine. Cosine would be adjacent and hypotenuse. So I would go tangent of 70 degrees, 5 minutes, equals x, which is adjacent, over hypotenuse. And we're going to cross multiply. So it's 30 times tangent of 70, second apse 1, 5 minutes, second apse 2, equals 82.8. So the ladder is about 80, not degrees. The ladder is about 82.8 feet from the house. And the last one. A person standing 100 feet from the bottom of the cliff notices a tower on top of the cliff. Okay, so that's 100 feet. The angle of elevation to the top of the cliff is 30. Here's the cliff. That's 30. The angle of elevation to the top of the tower, so if you're looking here all the way to the top, is 58, the whole thing. So that means this is 28. The whole thing's 58. How tall is the tower? This one. Well, what I would like to do is what if we found this, then this, and then subtracted them? What do you guys think? I think we should do that. So we have sine, so what we have here is this. Let's do the baby. This is the small triangle. The small triangle is the bottom one. So right now that's 30. This is 100. We can solve for this. We'll call it y. Using sine. Nope, using tangent. Tangent of 30 is opposite, which is y, over adjacent, which is 100. We don't know the hypotenuse. That's over here. This is opposite, and this is adjacent. So we're using tangent. Okay, so go ahead and cross multiply. 100 times tangent 30. So tangent 30, parenthesis, times 100 is 57.7. So this right here is 57.7. So in this picture, this is 57.7. This little cliff is 57.7 feet from the ground. Now to do the tower, what we're going to do is make a bigger triangle. Now we're going to do the tower plus the 57 feet. That's all. And we're going to call this, let's call it Z. And now we know the whole angle here is 58, and this is still 100. So we're going to use tangent again. We're going to go tangent of 58 equals Z over 100. And you're going to cross multiply. 100 times tangent 58. For 160. This is 160. So this whole thing from here to here is 160. Okay, the whole thing. Tower and the 57 feet. But they just want the tower. So how do we find the tower? The tower is going to be 160 minus this. So the tower is 160 minus 57.7. This is a hard problem. If I've lost you, I apologize, but don't worry about it. I'm not going to give anything this hard. But this is how you can figure out things using a little bit of trigonometry. So that is 102.3 foot tower. And that's it.